channel. Today, as you know, I'm bringing some biodiversity and its conservation related questions for your upcoming NEET examination as well as teaching examination, and this is also for the class 12th and other examination which are related to science. So first question, if you see here, which one of the following is related to XC2 conservation of threatened animals and plants? This is the question of NEET 2017. So it's become important question. I explain every question after giving answer. So in this right answer is D, wildlife safari parks. Okay. So for this first, you have to understand that what is XC2 conservation. Okay. So XC2 conservation is conservation of selected rare or threatened animals and plants in places outside their natural homes. It off-site collections like botanical gardens, zoological parks, wildlife safaris, parks, etc. and gene bank also. Okay. XC2 means, as the name suggests, from outside the natural one. Okay, natural homes of the animals because they are threatened. So we kept them in a protective way in the form of botanical garden, zoological park, and this wildlife safari parks. Okay, other are the methods for in situ conservation. If you uh, understand one question, so you can relate it with the other also. So I hope you got the right answer of this question. Now, second one, Alexander von Humboldt described the first time. Okay, what it described the first time? So Alexander von Humboldt described the first time species area relationships. Okay, so I tell you about something that Alexander von Humboldt described species area relationship for the first time. He observed that within a region, species richness increases with increasing explored area, but only up to a limit. This is simple. Okay, if you explore any area more and more, so the species richness means the number of species will be increased at that area, but only up to a limit. So this is called by Humboldt. Next question, it is also from NEET 17. The region of biosphere reserve which is legally protected and where no human activity is allowed is known as. This is also a good question. Okay, all the four zones are related to biosphere reserves. Okay, so core zone is the zone where no human activity is allowed. If you are preparing for first time or don't know about or forget, okay, so you have to understand that about these four zones, then you can give answer. Okay, so core zone, as you know, this is also known as natural zone. Area of a biosphere reserve is undisturbed and legally protected ecosystem. Okay, so no human activity is allowed in this zone, and little human activity, if we talk about little human activity, is allowed in buffer zone, in this zone. Okay, and active cooperation is present between reserve management and local people for activities like settlements, cropping, etc. Is be allowed in transition zone. Okay, so between for mainly forest department and local people of the you can say where the biosphere reserve is located. Okay, it's a settlement for the settlements of people for cropping, etc. Transition zone. Okay, where little bit activity is allowed. Then restoration zone, it is degraded area which is selected for restoration to near natural form. Okay, so I hope your answer will get clear. So whenever you read something, so answer should be clear. Next is, how many hotspots of biodiversity in the world have been identified till date by Norman Mayers? It is a very big name. Okay, so if we talk about the biodiversity, first you have to understand that these hotspots are a method to identify those regions of the world where attention is needed to address biodiversity loss and to guide investment in conservation. Okay, the idea this idea was first developed by Norman Mears in 1988 to identify tropical forest hotspots characterized both by exceptional level of plant endemism and severe habitat loss, which he then expanded to a more global scope. Okay, so currently he identified 34 biodiversity hotspot. Okay, this is the region where the uh, you can say that threatened species is found in very much high amount. Okay, so these are the area. Next, which of the following is correctly matched? Okay, which one is correctly matched? So if you see here, Parthenium hysterophorus. Right answer is C. Parthenium hysterophorus. It is a threat to biodiversity. Okay, how? Actually, this Parthenium heterophorus is commonly known as Congress grass. Sometimes this name also asked in exam. Okay, Congress grass or carrot weed. It is herbaceous annual plant of family Asteraceae. Its family is Asteraceae. Okay, so it is an invasive species. Yes, you have to understand that it is an invasive species. Okay, so it is toxic and unpalatable. Okay, for it cannot be used for fodder also. So it considered as a threat to biodiversity. Okay, so this is your answer. I hope it was very clear. So if you are preparing, so sometime I think you try to explore yourself. Okay, first pause the video or then give answer or try to give answer by yourself. Next is red list contains data or information on. So red list, this red list contains data for which? Simple answer. Its simple answer is that threatened species. Okay, explain it now that how. Okay, so a red data book, first we have to understand that a red data book or red list is a catalog of taxa, okay, which facing risk of extinction. So red data book or red list was initiated in 1963. It is important to know when the red data book was launched. So it is in 1963 it initiated. Okay, so red list or red data book, both are same thing. Sometimes this question also asked, often asked. Then next is which of the following national park is home to famous musk deer or hangul? Okay, musk deer or hangul. It is famous for musk deer or hangul. So it is in Jammu and Kashmir, and its name is. Uh, if you see options, one second. I think here is the questions. So it is D. Okay, it is Dachingam National Park, Jammu and Kashmir. Yes, you have to learn the name Dachingam National Park. Okay, it is famous for that. Next is which national which is the national aquatic animal of India? National aquatic animal of India. Okay, when I ask this question to many of the students, they give answer in very much hurry. They give the blue whale, but it is not right. Okay, so many of you know that it is river dolphin. So it right answer is D. Next is which of the following is the most important cause of animals and plants being driven to extinction? Most cause of animals, okay, which driven to be uh, face to the extinction. So first is the right answer here, habitat loss and fragmentation. Okay, So, why this is so? I'm explain that destruction of natural habitat cause the most serious threat to biodiversity. Why? Overpopulation, urbanization, and industrialization led to the destruction of or fragmentation of natural habitats to fulfill the requirement of additional land. Okay, loss of habitat result in annihilation of plants, microorganisms, and forcing out animals which in aligned lands die out after some time. So fragmentation of habitats result in disruption of complex interactions among species, destruction of species in the cleared regions, annihilation of species restricted to deeper undisturbed parts of forest and decreased biodiversity in the habitat fragments. Okay, so this is the most important cause of animals and plants being dragged to extinction. Okay, habitat loss and fragmentation. Why are uh, nowadays this is the very much worry about scientists that species extinction. Next is the species confined to a particular region and not found elsewhere is termed as, it is simple answer, endemic. Okay, endemic species which is found in a particular region. In which of the following both pairs have correct combination? Both pairs have correct combination. Okay, so I am not wasting my much time yours. So the right answer is here C. In situ conservation is national park and ex situ conservation is botanical garden. Okay, so as I already told you that in situ, or it is also called on-site conservation, is conservation and protection of the whole ecosystem and its biodiversity at all levels in order to protect the threatened species. Okay, so two in situ methods are being used to save biodiversity. First is hotspots and second is protected areas. Protected areas include national parks, sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, and sacred groves. So, ex situ conservation, on the other hand, okay, it is also called as off-site conservation. It's conservation of selected or rare plants or animals in conservation includes off-site collections as seed banks, gene banks, okay, in vitro fertilization. Sometime question also asked in vitro fertilization also ex situ conservation. Okay, cryoposition techniques and tissue culture also ex situ conservation. Many of researcher I know that which is still confused about that. Okay, but they have to understand that it is a ex situ conservation. Next is cryoposition of gametes of threatened species in viable and fertile condition can be referred to as, okay, in a viable and fertile condition if we talk it about it. So cryoposition, what is cryoposition? First you have to understand that what is a cryoposition. Okay, so answer is D. It is a advanced ex situ conservation of biodiversity. Okay, so it is a type of ex situ conservation I already told. In this, preservation at minus 196 96 degree centigrade in liquid nitrogen occur. Okay, it can maintain tissue culture, embryos, and animal cell tissues, spermatozoa indefinite numbers. Okay, and this material is revived through a special technique. Okay, when required. So mainly cryoposition is the preservation at minus 196 degree centigrade in liquid nitrogen. Next is an example of ex situ conservation is ex situ conservation example. Simple is I already explained it. Now you have no confusion. Seed bank. Okay, national park, wildlife sanctuary, sacred groups. These all are the example of in situ conservation. Can be extinct in near future. Okay, so it is if we talk about it can be vulnerable. Okay, critically endangered, sorry, it is critically endangered. Okay, which is facing extremely high risk of extinction. Okay, which is sensitive. If we talk about sensitive, it is vulnerable, but critically endangered. Okay, it is facing the high risk of extinction in the wild and can extinct at any moment in the immediate future. Okay, so right answer is C. Next is the organization which publishes the red list of species is which publishes the red list. Okay, organization. Simple answer. Okay, many of you already know about it. This is IUCN, International Union of Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. Okay, its name is that much. Only for nature and natural resources will be add nowadays. Okay, which is now called. Okay, one thing you have to understand: many scientists, many researchers also yet not known about it. That nowadays it is known as WCO. Okay, it is called as World Conservation Union. Okay, and it has its headquarters is Morges, which is in Switzerland. Okay, sometimes it's also asked. It maintains a red data book, as I already told. Okay, which facing a risk of extinction. Okay, the species included in that, and it initiated in 1963, and and it has mainly 18,000 species. Okay, till the 2000 now new data is not available. 18,000 species in included till now. Next is given below is the representation of the extent of global diversity of invertebrates. What groups the four portion represent respectively? Okay, A, B, C, D. You have to identify them. Okay, option we can see insects, crustaceans, other animal groups, or mollusks. Okay, so these are the different things. So you have to identify among these four only. In every option these are four groups, but you have to identify that which has more amount, A, B, C, D, like that. Okay, so if you see here, uh, it is very easy to understand that its answer should be D, because as you know that insects are high in number. Okay, if we talk about these invertebrates, okay, these are the insects which is found in more amount, then mollusk, then crustaceans, then other animal groups. Okay, so A, B, C, D is like that. Okay, so more number will be for insects. So you have to understand, then you can match other answer very easily, because A is insect and mollusk will be come in second number. Third is crustaceans. Next is, which one of the following is not used for ex situ plant conservation? Plant conservation we are not using for plant conservation. Okay, ex situ. So shifting cultivation is the right answer. Botanical gardens, fielding banks, seed banks, I already told you. Okay, because in this we just select rare plants. Okay, in places outside their natural homes. Okay, it includes botanical garden, zoological park, seed banks, cryoposition, field gene banks, and sacred plants. Okay, and these things only included in that. Next is, which of the following represent maximum number of species among global diversity? Maximum number of species. So maximum number of species is represented by, okay, many of you um, may be thinking of algae, mosses, lichens, but the right answer is fungi. Okay, so fungi is a large kingdom of over 72,000 species. Okay, they are achlorophyllous, heterotrophic, as you know, spore forming, non-vascular eukaryotic organism. Okay, I am explaining more just for your get and clarity about it. Okay, and they are contain fungal cellulose. Okay, and their food reserve is glycogen. Sometimes it's also asked. Okay, question. And mainly they are decomposers. Okay, or you can say that they are mainly saprophytes in nature, although they occur as a facultative parasite or parasite also, but mainly they are saprophytic. Largest tiger reserve in India. Largest tiger reserve in India is this. Okay, Nagarjuna Sar Sri Sailam, and it occur in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, with a total area of 3,560. Okay, I write it here that you can remember 3568. I hope I get it right number. 658 kilometer square. Okay, so and its core area if you are known as the core area where no activity allowed, it's 1200 kilometer square. Okay, so largest tiger reserve is there. Which of the following has maximum genetic diversity? Which has the genetic diversity? So first you have to understand that what is genetic diversity. Okay, so genetic diversity is the diversity in the numbers and types of genes as well as chromosomes present in different species, and the variation in the genes and their alleles in the same species. Okay, so species will remain same, but the number of genes and the types of genes may be different in each species. Okay, so example is rice. Okay, best example is rice. It has maximum genetic diversity, which has I think 32 to 50,000 genes in the current. Okay, 30 to 50,000 types of genes are found in that rice. Oryza sativa is the botanical name. Okay, it's just for your reference. So I hope you are liking the video. If you have any confusion, so you can ask anytime. Next question. Now we move to the next question. I Which organization publishes the Red Data Book? Simple. Again, it's repeated. IUCN. Which one of the following areas in India is a hotspot of biodiversity? Okay, it is the hotspot of biodiversity. So, okay, in India, it's it's asking about the India. Okay, so in this Western Ghats, okay, Western Ghats are the areas in India where the higher number of diversity is found. Okay, so number of species, species diversity, degree of endemism, degree of threat to habitat due to its degradation and fragmentation, and degree of exploitation. Okay, and I also now, if we move to the topic of that hotspots, so I explained that India has three hotspots. Okay, Indo-Burma, Himalayas, and Western Ghats. Okay, uh, so these three mainly hotspots are found in India. Okay, first only two there, but now Himalayas also included in it. Next is, what is the correct statement about biodiversity? So, Western Ghat have a very high degree of speciesness and endemism. Okay, this is right answer. It is related to the question number just before that. So, right answer is that. Next is, sacred groups are especially useful in. So, sacred groups are especially useful in. How sacred groups are useful? So, they help in conserving rare and threatened species. Okay, so as I already told you that it is also an example of in situ conservation. Okay, in situ conservation where rare and threatened species are cultivated. Okay, next is, which one of the following have the highest number of species in nature? Okay, which have the highest number of species in nature? So highest number of species in nature, if we talk about that, so it is insects. Okay, we already tell that it has the number. If we talk about a number, 7 lakh species of insects are found. Okay, so we are thinking about an insect sometime in rainy season, how many insects have been grown and these are from where they come. Okay, actually they are occur in the earth. 7 lakh of species is found yet. Okay, which discovered, and I don't know, many more are not discovered yet, but 7 like species is discovered of only insects only. Okay, so that much of diversity also in the, if we talk about insects, and they are also called as most successful land invertebrates. Okay, hmm. So I hope you like that, and I will come after a short break. Okay, so stay tuned, and we will meet after some time again. Thank you.